All right.
All right. Okay, I'm here with Hananel Edri, my good friend and fabulous singer. And we're going to talk about what everybody's thinking about and everybody's talking about already, which is your performance with Javier Milei, our dear president from
Mi,
Argentina.
mi amigo Javier Milei.
Tu amigo. Excelente, excelente. Okay, so a couple of the questions are going to go really all over, and you'll do, your best to share what it was like to be in that incredible historical moment. So first, was there a specific significance or power that influenced this performance for you? Something that made it feel different for anything you've done before?
So, hi, my love. First of all, I have to say that, I've been performing and singing for most of my life. This is what I do. And I've really, I'm blessed with, going on really big stages and doing really amazing things. And the most important thing about what happened here is that it was actually spontaneous. So I think that made it even more special to me because what happened it was that this ceremony, even without Javier Milei, is a very, very important, iconic ceremony every year for Yom Ha'atzmaut. And it's actually one of the things that I haven't done yet in my career, performing in this event. Honestly, because usually I'm not in Israel for Yom Ha'atzmaut. I usually tour and I perform for Jewish communities around the world. So the stars aligned with Iran and the war that I stayed in Israel this Yom Ha'atzmaut. And I came back actually from performing in Washington and New York the day before the rehearsal. So I landed back in Israel and I was supposed to go and shoot my performance for Yom HaZikaron. And I dropped my son in the car and he was really sad that I'm leaving him in the kindergarten after I came back. And I was like really emotional and I said, okay, focus, you have to go and do a Yom HaZikaron thing. And then I get a phone call from this musical director that I work with usually. And she said, Hananel, are you sitting down? I said, what happened? She said, can you sing in Spanish? I said, okay, surely that's something that you've never asked me before. I actually do sing in Spanish. I I performed in the musical Evita in
I remember that.
I did Evita and I also sang in Buenos Aires before. I've been to Argentina,
Yes.
but my Spanish is not incredible.
But
But I said,
your accent is flawless.
really?
Yeah.
Yes. So the thing is, music to me is international. It's if they ask me to sing in Italian, I sing in Italian and Yiddish and whatever.
Right.
So anyway, the thing is, I got in the car and I said, okay, she wants me to sing in Spanish. What do I remember in Spanish? And I take my phone and I start singing Despacito. No, but I said to her, "What song do you want?" And she said, "No." I said, "What the event? What song do you want? Record it. Let's end it. Then I'll tell you what it is." And so I sing like, "Si sabes que ya llevo un rato mirando." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I sent it, and then she calls back and she says, "Okay, they fell in love with you. You're going to sing for the Argentinian president for the Masuot ceremony." And I'm like, "Huh? What?" So that was a surprise. The first surprise. The second thing was she said, go do your Yom HaZikaron thing. After that, go to the studio, work on the song. I said, which song? It's called Libre. Okay. Okay, whatever. I'll listen to it. And then come to Mount Herzl for rehearsals. And the whole number was like, he wasn't supposed to come because of the war and everything. And then he said, I am coming and I'm going to light a torch and I'm going to do this. So from that decision of his to come, we need to stage it. But he's unpredictable. Is very Javier
Very
Milei.
much so.
Exactly. So I got to Mount Herzl on Thursday, and I asked the director, "Okay, so where do you want me to stand? What do you want to do?" And he said, um, "So I think what you're gonna do is gonna come to the stage, and then you surprise him from the back and sing Libre." And I said, okay, whatever. But you can't really plan it because he wasn't there for the original rehearsal.
Yeah.
And the basically the last thing that happened was, okay, we'll just go with whatever he does. And then on Sunday, he came for the dress rehearsal, and the director said to me, "Listen, he's very unpredictable, and he might be crazy. He's gonna want to sing with you." And I said, "Okay, so I'm gonna take an extra microphone and put it in my back pocket,
Oh, that's how you got the microphone.
just in case." And a minute before I go on stage, I'm thinking to myself, Hananel, you're so stupid. Now you're having an extra microphone in your back pocket, probably like bloating your suit. Why did you do that? Because like we didn't know what to expect. And the plan was for us to start singing while he's walking to the stage. What happened in the dress rehearsal is that the host said, now our special guest, Javier Milei. And then they had this whole piece of introducing him, and he was supposed to stand in his seat and listen, and then come while we sing. What happened was, they said, Javier Milei, he sprinted to the stage. He didn't care. He just walked literally to the microphone. And then the director was like, I'm putting play. I'm pressing play. And then like we start singing. I look at him. He looks at my mic. He hugs me. I give him the microphone, and that's it. That was history. He was like jamming with us. And I said, oh my God, what a crazy, amazing individual he is.
Well, that's him. That is him. I mean, we all feel like we know him, even though we don't. But this is not part of the interview, but like my family is very connected to him in our own way. My brother, from the very beginning, was like following him, voted for him, like is a big fan, and he started getting all of us into it. And the more that you get to know him, how can you not love him? He's amazing.
He's really like he's compelling you to go with his vision. He's really and
Leader,
so
a born
what
leader.
is that he's going back to Argentina after the dress rehearsal on Sunday. That's where everything got blown up and got viral because from the dress rehearsal they released the footage. And to me, it was like I did it because he's not coming to the actual show on Tuesday. He's going back to Argentina. And then on Monday night, I get a call. So you hear, he said he had a great time. He's coming to the show. He's not leaving. Like, what? So we did it again on Tuesday. And he's so unpredictable. And I said, maybe he wouldn't want to sing this time. Maybe, just felt in the moment in the dresser or so. No. Yeah, the director said, take the microphone again. Who knows? And he was just like, he's such a great sports and such a great vibe that you can't, he's just like taking you with him on the Javier Milei experience. So
I love that. I love that. Phenomenal. So you did kind of like answer a lot of the questions that I had.
Figured, sorry.
At what moment did you realize this wasn't just another performance?
So after the dress rehearsal, when everything got wrong, he sprinted to the stage in the wrong time, and then like we stood together, and then they started the song, and then I took up the microphone. Everything happened like so fast. From all the moments in my career, I had some crazy like stage moments. This moment was like I was there. I was 100% there, but my mind was like, what the hell is happening? Like what? Like as I'm singing, I'm like what is happening? And then that the song ended. He hugged me like this, and then everything got like really really crazy. I remember my knees were shaking from like not not fully understanding because we really we couldn't plan it. What happened was really unplanned. So that kind of like got my body, and then me and Layla, we said goodbye. We hugged him, and then we walked back, backstage. And the minute they opened the curtain, I saw the entire crew, everybody. The ceremony has many musical numbers and epic moments, and to me it was just like to me it was like I'm coming to sing to the Argentinian president while he's walking to the stage, not a big deal, something formal, But that happened, and then they opened the backstage. The entire crew of the mountain stood there and started screaming, "Oh, what? What happened? Oh my!" Like this, I felt the energy and it was crazy. And then, it was like, people were like amazed and shocked. And the host came to me and was like, "Hananel, how did you do it? How did you manage to like
And it
handle this
was natural. The whole thing felt like it was like it.
natural?" Yeah, everybody were like shocked. And then I like started walking to the car. It was like 1 in the morning. I was walking to my car, and the security guards were all over the place, and they were like, "Hey, you sang with the Argentinian president," but it was on the stage, and it wasn't aired yet. So I said, "How do you know?" It's like, it's on Ynet, and it got published while we were still there after the dress rehearsal. So I'm like, okay, so I guess something happened here. And then the phone started ringing, and
It went
interviews
viral. Like
viral. Like, people from all over the world started writing to me. "Oh, it's Hananel, we saw you." And I got interviewed a few times to the television here. It's really like,
thank you for even like meeting with me. Like after all these years, like
oh, so
now
I have to. I have to. What time is it? I have
right
five
now,
minutes. Said Ariana, I have to see her.
I love you. I cried so much. You should know,
You
such a
look amazing.
meaningful for all of us, not just for me, obviously, for the fact that the Hatufim came back and finally we can breathe as a nation wide, because we were always like miserable a little bit because we couldn't be happy. We really couldn't.
That's true.
And so it's really the first Yom Ha'atzmaut that we get to rejoice
Ah,
again and be whole. And you singing with the president, and he was so amazing. I didn't know that he was invited for the torch, and I thought, I hope that someone thinks of giving him an honor in Yom Ha'atzmaut, because we're behind one day. And I was
yeah.
like, and I'm still in Yom HaZikaron, and you know how Yom HaZikaron is for all of us,
That-
and me working in educational, so I'm like still very in it. And I'm talking to my aunt in Israel, and I see glimpses. I said, but I don't understand. I saw him singing with that singer. It turned out to be you. I couldn't recognize you because it was like a whole thing was surreal. And then I said, how is it possible that he was also lighting the torch in separate times? And my aunt explained to me, and I was in tears about the whole thing as a Jewish Argentinian woman.
Yeah. For you, is like a jackpot.
Oh my God. After all we've been through, in all fronts, literally all fronts. First
This foreign
president,
leader come and express so much, love and support for us in
and
Israel. It's
he took a brunt for it. It's not
yeah,
that everybody's welcoming of his position
that
and
easy for
love. Yeah, and
yeah.
he's really, is this from above, it's all from above. And somebody told me Javier is Javier Yud for Israel, and Javier Yud for Hashem. So
Yeah,
it
sure.
really comes together. I wanted to. So a lot of the question that I had for you was, what did it mean for you personally to stand and sing? Given all that happened, the Hatafin coming back and all. Was it a full circle? Or maybe before you sang, because once you're already there, like it was all about this huge moment.
Yes. No, it was a huge moment, and Yom Ha'atzmaut obviously is such a happy day. I have to say personally that with everything happening, yes, the Chatufim coming back is full circle, and Ran Gvili's mom lighted a torch as well, and it was just like, really such powerful moments. But the whole thing with Iran now is in a way, we know that something is like about to happen.
Right. So it's
So
not
after,
over.
the joy is not complete,
True.
but the pride is, because no matter what they try to do to us, we always manage somehow. There are so many moments in history when we were not supposed to live anymore. So many moments, and still we managed to. They close the door, we enter through a window, and this president hates us. The other president is like kissing the kotel and praising us all over the world. So it's like miracles, and it keeps me very hopeful that even though it's not easy at all, it really isn't. And the last Iran war to me was very difficult, But these kind of moments, really remind me that hope dies last.
I love that. I love that. Very profound, beautiful. I was going to say, well, about Javier and the symbolism of Javier, that he has emerged as this visible supporter of Israel on the global stage, and really, with all his unique, the same way that he was with you, coming to the stage and really being his authentic self. He operates from that place everywhere. So I wonder, how does his presence influence the atmosphere of the video? You really answered that one already with the crew and everybody going crazy, even down to the security. Was there any interaction or moment after or anything within the performance that stood out to you?
Well, I know that his sister is very involved.
Yeah.
And she, like, the production kept saying, like, they told us, like, the song and the fact that we chose this song and us singing it with him is like his favorite moment. It's like he was waiting for it, and it's just like, to me, I've sang to presidents and prime ministers, usually mainly Israeli ones, yeah, but I really cherish and respect and honor the privilege of doing that. But to do it to the Argentinian president in Jerusalem for Yom Ha'atzmaut while he's coming to, respect us, it's just like, it's a highlight above a highlight above a highlight, and God bless him.
I don't know how you can top this one.
That's me.
You never know. You
Hashem
never
knows.
know.
Hashem knows. I'm following Hashem. Whatever he says, I go.
Exactly. Now this one is really out there. Wow. I think a lot of this stuff you really said, but in a year like this, does music take on a different meaning for you?
It's my refuge. Music is everything. I can't express even in words, and I'm very verbal, as you can see. But yeah, to me, music, has been always the cure, and it's not just cliches. It's really like the place where I can process the emotions of being, an Israeli Jew living in 2026, which is not a simple thing.
Not at all. Not at all. And then, what stayed with you after the music stopped?
After the
3:30. Okay. No worries. You gotta go. I think you gave me enough.
If more, you can WhatsApp me and I can answer.
I have only one more question, but I think that we have enough. We have enough to go around. Love you. Thank you for making room for me.
I love you.
You all my love.
Bye.
Bye.